Okay, so today we're making proper, real lacto-fermented pickles. And if you like pickles, but you've never had these before, you absolutely have to give these a try because I promise you, it's gonna be a spiritual experience. Okay, I was in Poland a couple of weeks ago and we were having pierogi for dinner, you know, because you eat pierogi when you're in Poland. But with the pierogi, we also got a side of homemade pickles, which as soon as I tried, I was like, okay, I don't care about the pierogi anymore. These are incredible. I need to make them as soon as I go back home. So here's what I have right here. So I'm not gonna pretend that these are gonna be the ones that we make today. We're gonna make a new batch. I'm absolutely not gonna have a problem eating another jar of these. They're just that good. I'm just gonna pour them out and I'm gonna show you step by step exactly how I made these. It's incredibly easy. Let's go. So I'm just gonna take a couple of them out first and then I'm just gonna carefully pour the rest out in this plastic container. Now it's usually not a good idea to put fermented things in plastic, but I'm gonna probably eat these in a couple of days, so it's not gonna be a problem. You can throw these in the fridge and they're gonna be good for another at least few weeks, slowly continuing their fermentation. Also, if you're gonna start a new batch like I am, you can absolutely use some of this old brine. I would say get rid of half of it and replenish it with 50% fresh liquid, which I'm gonna show you how to make right now. Into the same jar, I'm gonna pour a liter of fresh cold water. I'm gonna go for 3.5% salinity, so that's easy. For 1 liter, that's 35 grams of salt. I'm also gonna add about a tablespoon of mustard seeds. These are not only gonna add flavor, but they're also gonna help with the fermentation. I'm gonna throw in the same amount of black peppercorns, 1 bay leaf, and I'm gonna slice, let's say, 3 medium-sized cloves of garlic. Those go in, and then I'm gonna give the whole thing a good stir so I can dissolve the salt. Okay, that looks good. Now, before we throw in the pickles, I want to add one last thing, and that is a few sprigs of fresh dill. Okay, now the cucumbers. I've got about a dozen of these smaller snack or pickled cucumbers. Now, if you can't get your hands on some of these, then you can use a regular sized cucumber. Just slice it in half and then maybe into quarters, but it's not going to be the same as these. These are going to be much firmer and crunchier, so if you can, I would definitely recommend you get yourself some of them. Before I put them in the jar though, I'm going to give them a really good rinse. When you're fermenting things, you want your ingredients to be really clean of any substances that might interfere with the fermentation. Alright, it's time for these to go in the jar. Just do your best to squeeze in as many of these as possible. The tighter you can get them in there, the better, because then they're gonna stay submerged and you won't have to weigh them down. I'm gonna put the lid on them without this mechanism so that it can burp itself. And that's it, that's all there is to it. Just put it away for a week, somewhere in a corner away from direct sunlight, and literally forget about it. I don't think I need to show you what happens every day. We've already made the fermented jardinara, where I showed you the daily progress of the fermentation. That's also because that jar was sealed and I had to burp it every day. This one, however, doesn't have the hinge, so it can burp itself. One thing I want to do though is put a little plate under the jar, which is going to catch any liquid that comes out along with the gases. Now, if you see some of this white stuff forming, and it should be to be honest, don't worry about it. This is natural yeast and it's absolutely normal. But that's all there is to it. After 7 days, you've got yourself the best pickles that you've ever tasted, I promise you. These are absolutely delicious. They have that funk from the fermentation. They're savory, they're a little tangy. They've softened up a little bit, but they're still very snappy and crunchy. And like all fermented foods, they're really good for you. Honestly, once you've tasted these, you'll never go back to store-bought pickles. So go give these a try. Roll out!